I think one of the fun things about filmmaking is finally seeing the actors come alive with their makeup on and their wardrobe on, and seeing them kind of transition. There's a kind of a super subtle kind of a transition where the actor, who you know as a human being, kind of starts fading away, and their character starts coming forward. And then by the time we get to shooting, I'm starting to look at them as the character only. I often call them by the character's name, because the person who was hired is kind of really stepped back and let their character really shine. And I think for me, because I'm only interfacing with them when we get in on set at that point, that's all you do see. I'm sure when they are in their dressing rooms and they're doing makeup and they're having lunch and this and that, they're back to themselves, but not necessarily, because part of the reason why we have a small team is so that we don't get bogged down. So that means our days are fast and they're moving and we're going from scene to scene and we're wasting no time. So the actors are in a holding pattern until their scene is called, and then they got to be ready to go. So I think a lot of times they just kind of stayed in a zone from the minute they got in and got their first round of makeup on.
I think when you have the right team in place, the talent feels very comfortable with the person who's doing their hair and their makeup and their wardrobe. And I think that with Paula being at the helm of that, it really helped our talent perform well on screen because of the confidence.
I remember coming in to meet with Graham for the first time, Graham and the makeup artist, and they were talking about how he wanted me to look on screen and who Dr. Emily Ainsworth was. And I know he wanted her to appear a little older than I was, so that she looked older than Ari. And she's supposed to be like very into like the 80s style. So he wanted like the big hair and bright makeup. I remember like the green makeup. I'm like, I don't wear anything like this. So it was definitely a transition. I usually rarely wear makeup.
Makeup and wardrobe that whole process was very intense. I had never done anything like that. And I was very, very, very excited to be a part of that and to have the character that has the most, physical changes compared to the actor themselves. I mean, bleaching my hair obviously was the biggest one. My hair is originally brown, pretty dark brown. And Damon McInnes, his hair was also dark brown. And so that had this confliction in the casting process that we don't want them to look like brothers or anything. I was so excited, honestly. I was just really excited to get to work. I was excited to get the cameras rolling because I wanted to start doing it, and it made it easier to attach myself to Max and to look at Max and be like, yeah, this is what Max did. And then I started to think of it like, why did Max bleach his head? And then why is he like this? Why did he decide to do something so radical with his hair? And so, yeah, I mean, it just started to answer questions inadvertently, and it just gave me more, food for thought. And not only that, but like selfishly, having the bleached hair, I just felt more like myself personally. I don't know, I felt more in my own skin.
The first one we would pull would be 102, 101 and 102.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, you have racks of clothes with, Zane is 100. Zoe is 200, Noah, and they're like, oh, this outfit is for this. Oh no, I think these underwear are those for the other scene, not this one. Yeah. And then having Danny and Paula do hair and makeup, Danny coming in and praising me for my eyebrows. I love that. But coming in and she is a master at her art, which is beautiful to have her on set. What an honor. What a blessing, so cool. And to have Paula, who is such a beautiful soul. I had such a deep connection with her, so that also brought me such peace.
Seeing costume, like wardrobe, actually on the actors, got to a point that I would watch these characters in costume and be like, oh my God, okay, Ari, right? What was your name? No, Ari. Ari, I don't remember your name. You're Ari for me,